Hello, my name is Christos Metouris. I'm a researcher at UCY at the SAIT Lab. I'm a colleague of Evangelia Vanesi, and I would like to present to you the digital tools of the platform Edu-ment. Edu-ment is an Erasmus Plus project. Basically, it provides a blended learning training that aims to enhance the digital and professional competence of nurses in home care and residential care facilities in the early detection, control, and combat of mental health issues among clients in need of care, as well as to strengthen their institutional implementation. This will enable nurses to better reach these clients and provide them with targeted support in accessing informal and formal service providers. You can see on screen the Edu-ment platform, and to access the digital tools, we go to the menu button, digital tools, and to the screening tool. The screening tool is a tool that supports nurses in delivering structured, person-centered care through a simple step-by-step digital process. The nurse first comes across this page where the Edu-ment process is explained to them through different steps. We can scroll down and see the steps, 4 steps. The first one is the screening of the patient. The nurse is asked to complete the Edu-ment screening and review the domain level results using the color-coded items as an initial guide. So this step supports the early identification of potential concern across key domains and helps determine whether further assessment is needed. So the nurse can click here to read the guidelines first before actually proceed to conduct the screening tool with their patient. By clicking here, we can see the guidelines page. So there is an introductory text regarding the screening tool, regarding the Edu-ment project, and there's an important reminder here that this screening tool is for screening and guidance tool only. It provides a quick overview of potential mental health risks, but does not replace a clinical diagnosis. This is very important. The nurse should always interpret results together with their own clinical judgment, professional judgment, observations, and team discussions. Here, next, there are some instructions as to how the tool works, what should be done before they begin their session with the healthcare. There is an information here that the screening includes 6 domains: the demographic characteristics, the health and comorbidities, the cognitive and emotional function, the sleep and nutrition, the community and life cycle, and personal space and environment. So the tool is broken down into the 6 different domains where there are 6 different questionnaires where the nurse will answer with the assistance of the patient. So the patient will answer the questions of those questionnaires. There are some instructions here that the nurse should follow, and here is how the scoring is done. So if the outcome of a screening is green, it means a low concern, no immediate action is required. This does not mean that action is unnecessary, but that the level of risk is considered low. Extra assessments are available if you wish to investigate further. Remember, these instructions are for the nurse. If the outcome is yellow, then there's a moderate concern. Some points to monitor or reassess. The available extra assessments are advised for further investigation. At this point, we would like to point out that there are some available extra assessments. So if the tool suggests that the nurse should consult these extra assessments, then they could do this. We will show later these extra assessments. And when the outcome is light red, then there's a high concern. High concern means it may require a closer observation or referral. Follow up with the available extra assessment or referral. So what happens after a submission? The nurse receives a clear summary report of each completed domain, and each report will include recommended resources for your country and the optional extra assessments that we discussed before. Let's go back to the Edu-ment process and start working with the tool. So we click this button, go to the screening tool. Here, I am registered as administrator. That's why I see all these options. And now the option of the nurse would be to register a new patient and to select a patient that they have registered. So nurses cannot see patients of their country or other patients of their organization. Let's select a patient to start the screening tool. So we have selected the patient, and from here we can see the 6 domains as we discussed before, and we can see that from the 6 domains, only one of them has been already completed and has received a score of 50%, hence the yellow color. Let's proceed to do the rest of the domains so that we can get the final report for this patient. Again, each domain is basically a questionnaire where the nurse is asked to respond based on, so the nurse asks the patient to respond, and the nurse answers the questionnaire on behalf of the patient. Of course, always the nurse is handling the system, never the patient, him or herself. For example, the first question is number of chronic illnesses. Can you please let me know of any chronic illnesses you have been diagnosed with? For example, diabetes, cardiovascular diseases, pulmonary diseases, neurological disorders. Count the number of the diseases reported. Okay, and based on the answer of the patient, let's say here is 4 or more, we move to the next question. How many medications do you currently take? And so on. How would you describe your mobility? Let's say using mobility aids. Have you been diagnosed with any mental health conditions such as depression, anxiety? Yes. Has anyone in your family, including mom or dad, ever experienced symptoms like feeling very sad for a long period of time, irrational behaviors, or other signs that would indicate mental health issues? Maybe yes. Do you currently have a psychiatrist, neurologist, or psychologist? Yes. So probably will be a high score here for this patient. Can you describe the intensity and frequency of any pain you experience? Would you say it is none, mild, moderate, or severe? Let's say here moderate. Do you experience difficulty with your hearing, such as trouble hearing conversational sounds? Maybe. Do you experience vision problems, such as difficulty seeing objects or reading? Yes. And here we have completed the questionnaire for domain B. And here we can see our answers or the report. Let's go to the report. So remember, the report is just for topic B that we have just completed. So the report will instruct us how this process has gone. So how to read the results, a few instructions here that the report summarizes the results from the Edu-ment mental health screening tool, the interpretation as we see before, and the summary, the result says 79%, which is the red color. And here we have some suggested actions. For example, physical health management, collaborate with healthcare providers for comprehensive disease management, ensure coordinated care for patients with multiple chronic conditions. So these are some suggested actions for the nurse for the particular patients, and also some resources based on the countries of the consortium: Cyprus, Slovenia, Austria. And then after we have seen the results and some resources, we can go back to the dashboard or we can print the report. Let's go back to the dashboard, where we will see that now topic A and topic B are completed. Topic A is, if you remember, a yellow color. Topic B is a red color. And in a similar way, we can complete all the topics and get a final summary at the end, which basically the final overall summary is a report that includes all the domain reports for the patient. And in this way, the nurse can complete the screening tool process for a particular patient. Some things in terms of implementation. So the nurse and patient session can be stopped at any given time. When the nurse returns with the selected patient, they will continue from the exact same question that they left off. And this was implemented in this way so that the nurse or the patient can stop the process if there is some issues, or if the patient is tired or they would like to change subject. The nurse can just simply stop the process and initiate again the questionnaire at a later point in time. Thank you very much.